Well, good morning. Here we are again. So, hey look, see, it's getting light out. So I went to this sleep study last night. I have to tell you about this. It was in a building I've never been in, which had many back doors all around it, and a parking lot that was sort of down the road, and the streets were filled with snow and ice, and it was cold. It was very high winds, and I guess it was only about -8, but anyway, it was going to get even colder. So So I got there early, and there's no place to sit at this. It's very strange. You know, I'm going down these roads following my GPS thing, and it's telling me Bruyere or something, and so I follow the directions, and I get to this location that I've never been to before, which is in a part of Ottawa I'm not at all familiar with. And so I come, and it's this old, looks like this old abandoned hospital. And I go in one door, and I look in, and it's this empty hallway. And I stand there, and then I see that there's this video of somebody walking in the hall. And in a moment, the door unlocks and it opens. I'm in this hallway, which is an L. I'm in the corner of the L. And both ways look totally empty. There's nothing anywhere. And there's an elevator. An elevator. So I get out my stuff and try and figure out what floor it's on. It's on the 7th floor. So, so I go in there and I push 7th floor. And I'm in this empty elevator. It's dark outside. I never go out when it's dark. And except in the woods. I feel very safe in the woods. Strange, eh? I felt unsafe there. Or not really unsafe. No, I felt forlorn. It's like I was lost in this strange place. I was trying to find where I was supposed to go. Some sleep study clinic. Well, you know, you expect, like, I'm used to the way things are now. So you go into a sleep study clinic, you expect there to be glass doors, and it says sleep study on the doors. You go in, there's a waiting room, and there's a receptionist behind the glass, and then there's going to be some rooms, right, where you're going to sleep. And there'll be a technician. Okay, so this is what I expect, but because you arrive at 9 o'clock at night and leave at 5:30 in the morning, and the sleep study is not in a place like that. The sleep study is like a room in a long abandoned hallway of a very old hospital. You know, it's kind of weird. And so there's a clinician who is in the room across, right? And it's a man, and I'm alone, and although nothing's gonna happen, there's always that, you know, like, I'm alone with this man in this abandoned building, and he's gonna put electrodes on my body. You know, I mean, where's my chaperone, right? Like, that's just a little, anyway, but what do you do? I mean, this is what I'm supposed to do, and so I'm there, and this is the way it is, and home is an hour away or more. Anyway, so, so that's how I was feeling when I got there. Those were all my feelings. There was a lady in the security, there was a security office when you first go in. Well, but you don't first go in. You see, I met somebody in the hallway, yes, and I was told that the sleep clinic was on the 7th floor. Oh, I didn't finish telling you about my elevator ride. So I'll go back and I'll finish my elevator ride. So I push this button for the 7th floor. This is before I meet this man, right? This is when I just come in and I'm in this abandoned hallway. I go up this elevator. I'm the only one in it. It's a shabby elevator. You know, it's like, it's just a rundown hospital. It's not really rundown. I mean, it's not like third world rundown. It's just not new anymore. It just looks like it's ready to be renovated, okay? But it's not a hospital, it turns out. It's a convalescent care place, which I don't know what that is or who's in there. And so it's like there's no downstairs waiting room or... Anyway, the elevator, I'm sorry. So I take this elevator up and I get out on this, and the 7th floor, I get up to the 7th floor, and I don't even know if the elevator opened. Yeah, I think it did. But it turns out I'm on the roof. The 7th floor, I'm in this abandoned building. I'm going up this elevator to the sleep study for 9 o'clock. I'm tired. This is bedtime. I'm carrying my pillow and my overnight bag with my huffing puffing thing, and I've got my big heavy coat on because it's going to be negative 17 out in the morning. Anyway, I didn't feel that I was in ideal circumstances. Anyway, so I meet this person in the hallway. Once I go up to the roof and I come back down and I'm standing there, I'm thinking, what in the world? This is obviously not it. And I'm thinking, from outside, when I looked at the building, part of it was shorter than the rest, and it seemed like it took up the whole block. So I thought maybe the 7th floor is further down the hall. So, and then I see somebody, and he says, maybe it's not at that point I see somebody, but anyway, I find myself down the hallway, and I find another elevator. I'm standing by that elevator, that's right, and I'm about to go up to the 7th floor, and I meet somebody, and just for the heck of it, I ask, do you know where the sleep study is? And he says, oh, it's on the 7th floor, but you're very early. Like it was 7:30 or 8. Probably 8. I was very worried about not being there in time because I didn't know where I was going. And I was still pretty darn lost. I hadn't gotten there yet. And so, so he says, well, there's nowhere to sit up there. It's just a hallway. And nobody's there. You might as well sit down here. And so what down here is like 4 wooden chairs on one wall and 4 wooden chairs on the other wall. And so I go down there, and it's lit. It's brightly lit. It's obviously the foyer of some part of this building. And there's double glass doors, and between them there's a security person in there. So I just hang out down there, and I find out the Wi-Fi password, and I sit around and I do Wi-Fi things. I think I wrote in my journal. That's what I did. I dictated my journal. And I wanted to make sure that my car, that I was in the best place. I had parked in a parking lot, which is this forlorn ice-covered place. I couldn't see if I was in a handicapped place or not because there was too much ice. You know, the ice was about this thick. It's snow that's packed and frozen and unfrozen and frozen, and so now it's very uneven ice, but it's very thick and very slippery. But I have on my Crocs, so it didn't matter. Anyway, so I go in there and he hooks me up with all these electrodes. And it turns out he's from Pakistan, and so I'm asking him about different things, Lahore, and you know, I saw pictures of poor people, the slums in Lahore, and they are, I think I should move out of the way here. I think somebody's kind of waiting to go to that driveway. Oh, maybe not. Okay, there we are. Okay. It's getting light out. Yay! I was thinking it doesn't get light until 7:30, but actually the sun rises at 7:30 or maybe 7:15. Anyway, gonna go over and have breakfast with my family. I didn't want to wake them up, so you know, rather hang out somewhere and make a live video since I'm at the end of the month and I have all this data I haven't used up, so I can just make live videos from wherever I am. I felt like making one last night and talking to you there because I was all alone. I thought this would be nice, I could talk to people. But I ended up doing my journal, and then when I went up there it was done. I've never been here before. They have this, it cut a hole in the snowbank, and they've got, you see the grate is under there. So this morning he went and they're out there putting salt down on the ice. This green stuff, I don't know what it is, but anyway, so we're talking and I'm asking about the slums of Lahore. You know, I was thinking that to the people in Lahore, do you realize that one sheet is a wall of your house? Do you realize that if you had 4 sheets, you probably don't need 4 because you're next to people on all sides, so you probably only need, well, I don't know, maybe 3 sheets, but you might have 4 sheets, but they're shared, I think. Anyway, you know, Habitat for Humanity and all this stuff, how we go about building houses for poor people? Well, what about sending over 4 sheets to the slums in Lahore? I mean, you've just given somebody a house. Cardboard, you know. Wonder what the price of cardboard is in the slum to build your house. Wonder, is it just people probably walk to a factory and find them, wait till they are thrown out, and then they, probably a huge lineup waiting for them to be thrown out. Anyway, people live in many different ways, right? Count your lucky stars. This is where you live. This is the life you have. I hope you're warm enough. I'm so glad for houses. I love our house. I'm so glad that I can be warm inside when it's cold outside. I love to be outside, but when I get some of this gunk from my hair, ugh, it's like paste. Remember when you're in kindergarten and they had paste? I don't know if they still do. This is like 100 years ago now. Wow, I'm getting old. Anyway, when I was little, we used to have, was in a little container. It was a jar, and it came that way. I think it had a screw lid, and it had a little stick, and it had a flat part, a disc on it, so it wouldn't go all the way in. And you dip that in, and you get some paste. I think that's how it goes. Anyway, that's what this stuff feels like, which is what they put on my head for these electrodes. There's a bunch of it there. Would you like to see it? I don't know what it looks like. Anyway, he's got about 10 or 20 of those on my head. So I hooked everything up. And then I got in the bed, on the bed, which had this big hole in it. All the 300-pound people that lay in it. And now I'm not 300 pounds anymore, not 240 pounds, not 220 pounds. Now I'm 165. That's because I gave up gluten. So the reason of this study, of course, was that they have to see if I need to have less pressure on there. It was at 9.5, but when you've lost 70 pounds, you don't need 9.5. Now I think I need 9. Something like that. I forget what he said. I think he said 6 worked. But you know, at the beginning of the night, I felt like there was no air. I was really having to breathe hard to get some air. But it wouldn't have been like that. Because the air would have been there. Look at this, the sun is rising. It's daylight over there, still dark here. Yes, see? The sun is rising. But you know, now, if I want to go over there to my son's house by 7:30, now I have to deal with the fact that I have no idea where I am and how I'm going to get there. And there's going to be a lot of traffic. I know I'm somewhere downtown. You know, I was on Sussex Street a little while ago, and it goes by the Prime Minister's house. I mean, that's like the White House, right? But I couldn't tell which one it was. Maybe it's because it was dark. Maybe if I do it now, I can figure it out. But you won't be able to come because I have to do it without you. But you know what I think? Let me try turning this around. Let's see what happens. If I turn this around and I set you here. Oh no, you're way too far. No. It won't work. It won't work. The only way to do it is to snap you onto something. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Take a picture, it lasts longer. You see that pretty tree up there? Isn't that pretty? I love framing photos, you know? That poor tree has been cut off, mutated. I don't know where I am, but I'm sitting in the roundabout in front of a building, and I figured that I can park there. There's nowhere else to park anywhere. Because the roads are so tiny with all this snow. It's also a neighborhood. It's Rockcliffe. I guess it's one of the most expensive or whatever, flashy parts of town. Old mansions. And the Governor General's mansion is here somewhere too. It's behind gates. But there was a place I could have parked there where was a place for tour buses to park. What did you say? Can you shout out me, please? Right, whatever. Hi, Lancy Targa. I'm not used to this new language. Shout out me, please. Give me a shout out. People don't talk the same. It's interesting how language changes. In your own lifetime, have you seen language change? Like teenagers, I don't suppose they've really seen the language change. They just come into it. You're my biggest fan. Well, isn't that sweet? Now, why are you my biggest fan? The lights are dim. This is really great. Look at this. I can go now. I can drive. I wonder what time it is. Let's see if I can... Oh, you're in the Philippines. Well, isn't that cool? Betty, you don't have snow outside. Does it look like that outside? Nope. Look at that big old tree. Oh, Lord, I have no idea what time it is. Oh wait, I have a watch on. Look, it's 7:15. Okay, I guess I could reasonably go, and then when I get there, I probably won't be waking my family up. They'll probably be ready to be waking up. Right? You don't want to just show up at somebody's house and ring the doorbell in the middle of the night. I used to have a code to get in, but he sent it to me, and it was on this site. It was sort of a secure site. You had to go to this site, and I went to it, and I could never figure out what the code was. He sent it to me twice, and I don't know how to do it. If I was 17, I could probably figure it right out. I come from a day before there were computers, when we would go out to play every day. After school, we would come home, drop our books, change into our play clothes, and out we would go. We had a big woods with a river on a hill. I do love to live, Lancy. I really love life. I thought, well, you know, I'm going to have 2 hours between when they kick me out of this hospital and when I can go over and wake up my family. But I thought, well, that's okay. I'll just go sit somewhere and enjoy where I am, and I'll just find out about it. I don't know much about where I am out here, this area. This is a whole new area. Oh, you see, yes, well, I do love to live, but I also am enjoying these live videos. It's fun to make live videos. It's fun to be able to just have a conversation right away with somebody, you know, because sometimes you just want to have a conversation. So it's getting shiny out. I feel like I should get going. I have a lot of work to do to deal with all that traffic. I have to put my GPS on. Now they've got a rule that if you so much as touch your phone, like if you're not texting, of course, is not allowed, and you can't dial either. So somebody was touching their telephone to touch the GPS to say go or something, the maps, and they got a $1,000 fine. I thought it was $600 fine is what you're supposed to get. But anyway, or maybe they got a warning. But anyway, that's the law now. So you won't be able to hang out with me while I'm driving. I know. It's so sad. And you're so sweet. Look, the sun is it's kind of reddish over there. I was thinking this morning it would be nice to go watch the sunrise on the water, over the water. I could drive toward the sunrise. I'll just keep taking roads that take me toward the sunrise until I can find it, and then I'll go and sit and watch it. So it's over there. But now you have to go away. Or I could stick you somewhere and you could just, you know, have your best effort at watching things, but if you fall down, you're going to be head first. Okay. Now we'll see how long it takes before you fall over. Okay, so let's get it together here, Nancy. We are in Rockcliffe now. I have to use my map. It's on there. I'm going to do it without it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to go find the sunrise. It's too bad you can't see because it's really pretty here. It's like Ashbury visitor parking. Oh look, that was a place I could have been parking all that time. Ashbury College. That's a college. Event parking off Springfield Road. And where's this? These are beautiful big buildings. I wouldn't think of them as homes. But I guess my house has gotten enormous. My mother left me some money and I made my house bigger. I put a deck on the all the way around. I put a second floor up there. It didn't, and then a studio under a deck that goes over the valley. It's kind of an unusual house, but you know, it kind of goes with me. I'm an unusual sort of person. Hey, look, we're going down here toward the river. I guess it's toward the river. Would you like me to pick you up and turn you around and look at it? I can't. I have to keep my hands on the wheel. Okay, somehow this is going to go. What a pretty place. You really should be seeing this. Somebody's coming out of their driveway. Now he has to go back in because I'm here. Everything is covered with ice. Oh, another person's coming out of their driveway. Go ahead, go ahead. Back in again. So I think people are not heading down the street to go home. That looks like you see television through the window. These houses aren't so big anymore. Now the houses that are being built are bigger. Showing now, this looks like an office building. Sylvan Avenue. And we stop. Oh, I got a text message. Does that mean I've just used up 50% of my data? Probably. So it's an all-way stop. That's a no exit road. Alright. I'm going to get that thing out of the way. And I think I'm going to try and turn you around. There. Oh, look, you can see. You can see something anyway. This is Rockcliffe. Location, location, location. If you have this piece of land out where we are, it doesn't cost a fortune. Now, I don't think that there's really room for me beside that truck. I think I'm going to have to move over here and wait until he goes by. Is he even in the truck? Have they walked up the big driveway into this gated building? It looks like he's going to fall into the truck. He just did it. So I'm supposed to just do it, right? I'll just wait here in this little abandoned driveway. Let's see. Oh, here comes somebody else. I think I'm going to back up into this little abandoned driveway. There we go. Everybody can get by but me. I suppose I can get by then too. But is that what you're supposed to do? Is there any way around? People are in that truck. I'm going to go in front of them. I'm going to let them know that I need to get by. Can you go somewhere? Beep. Oh my gosh, this guy's... Whoa! Whoa! Oh my gosh. Alright, we go right up on the edge, I guess. Strange world. It's a strange, strange world that we live in, Master Jack. And no hard feelings if I never come out. Okay, I believe this is Rockcliffe. Ooh, look, the sun is setting, rising. So, I don't really want to go back into town. Why don't I go the back way? I'll see if I can go out this way. No idea where I'm going. This might take me to Castleman or somewhere. Hey, look, there's sunshine on that building top. Could you see it? There is sunshine in my soul today, more glorious and bright. Beechwood. Well, Beechwood, I know where Beechwood is. Oh my gosh, this is where I am. Is that where I am, or am I somewhere else? Oh, I don't know where I am. Beechwood, Beechwood Avenue. Okay, this should bring me down right into the middle of Laurier and something. Look, light, sunshine, Akakia. Green light. Mode moss. Alright, I'm going to pull over. See if I can figure out where I am. Chapleau. Oh, I know. I think I know. I'm coming out. Is that like down there is Lee's Avenue? Okay, we'll just go this way again. See what we can figure out. We're near the green door. Nature's Buzz. Metro. Where is the road? Which is the lines? Okay. Is this supposed to be my line right there? Now where are we? McKay. Crichton. Are we over here? I think I know where we are. Maybe. Ooh, yes, look, there's the canal. We're driving over the canal. Wow, the Rock Cliff Retirement Residence. Where exactly is this lane? There it is. Elderly persons. I have no idea where I am. I don't recognize this now. But we're near the canal. One of the... So, Island Lodge, Rock Cliff. Oh, we're coming into Ottawa? I don't know where we are. Is that the Prime Minister's residence? No. That is an embassy for some other country. Maybe some Arab republic, I guess. Alright. We might as well stop here, because then at least we might figure out where the road we are. We're on St. Patrick Street. Oh. St. Patrick. This is going to come up into the Byward Market then. Yeah, see, I never learned any more than... My son lived in the Byward Market for a while. And so I got to know that area a little bit. But this is just beyond there. It was, I guess. Bruyere, Elizabeth Bruyere Hospital. Okay, now, I think we have rush hour happening behind me. Uh-oh, am I in the wrong lane? No, I guess people are behind me. I'm so lost. What is going on here? King Edward. Now, which way is it going? Is it going to Gatineau or the other way? Yeah, King Edward's is a dangerous one to get on. I'll take you to Gatineau. Yepper, I'm going the wrong way. Okay then. There's any exits, are there? I think I'm really screwed. Can't read what you're saying right now. But I probably Probably Cathcart. Now that's the street I was on to get to that hospital. It's nothing like going the wrong direction fast. Hey, I could have taken that exit maybe. The new city hall is on the canal. I was kayaking on the canal one day. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So here we go to Quebec. Ha! Didn't think we were going to Quebec, did you? But we will. One day there'll be a big border here. We won't be able to get in. Boule, Maisonneuve, Gatineau, Centerville, Boule. Better get off. The sun is right in the back of the... It's very hard to see in my mirrors because the sun was blinding me. Alright. And then we have to come back. And we'll be stuck in rush hour. Look at that. Nobody is going this way at the moment. Everyone's coming the other way. Uh-oh. Did I do the wrong thing? Okay, Gatineau. Let's go this way. Alright. Somehow we have to get back, though, so I don't know how we're going to do that. Well, we could just hang out in Gatineau. Champlain. How can that be Champlain? That's a little time. Oh, we're in Gatineau, right? This blinding sun, which has finally risen, arrête already. Alright, so now we need to see if we can go back. Or we could take a different way. Edward. It's probably the one I should get on. I wonder what the time is. 7 o'clock. Rush hour at 7 o'clock in Ottawa. Ottawa didn't used to be such a big city. Fin means end. Maximum 50. They have to put signs. There's a law in Quebec that the French has to be prominent and the English can be there, but it has to be after the French, which is prominent. Oh look, ice sculptures. Oh wow. Oh wow, I guess I can't show that to you. Wow, those are cool. Maybe we can go in. Jacques Cartier Park. Alright. Wow. Isn't that neat? Let me show this to you. Okay, so that one over there, let's see if we can pull it up. It's an ice sculpture. It looks like a blanket. And there's another one behind it. Looks like a dome. It's all carved on it. Jacques Cartier Park has the best, Alright, so I don't want to park here. So what am I going to do now? I guess I have to back up and go back. Oh. Alright, so put you back in there. Look at this. Look at this. In the middle of the lane. Can you see that? You see this road? See what's in the middle of there? Good grief. Guaranteed to wreck your car. Okay, so I'm going to do a 24-point turn, I think. What does this say? Pay by plate. Ugh. 24/7. So I guess if you go in, you gotta pay. But now I have to get out. I think I will try backing out. Trying not to hit anything. Big clumps of ice. Now somebody's behind me, so he can go out. I'm trying to get out, sir. I'm sorry. Wow, I did it. Now, no parking here, but I'm gonna get out and we're gonna look at these statues, okay? Don't fall, okay? You need to wear your Crocs. There they are over there. I don't suppose I can just put my car here and get a ticket for sure. Let's see if we can go look at this. Look at that. How cool. We used to come here with our kids, Jacques Cartier Park, on Canada Day. And they had the best ideas, like they would have a wall that they could paint, stuff like that. Wish I could get through. Okay, that's enough of that. can't get down there on that because it's too icy on the edge. This is so solid. I'm not falling in. Oh, isn't that pretty? This was supposed to be about my sleep study, wasn't it? Well, this is after my sleep study. I'm not sure I can get down onto the road here. I might be able to. This might be okay right here. I did it! Oh, yay! Okay. That's a difference, isn't it? Did you like that? Did you like seeing those things? That was kind of hard work. Ah, and mighty cold. Dangerously slippery, wasn't it? Okay, so people have been saying something. Sorry for my bad English. Isn't that made of snow? Yes, it is made of snow. It's ice. They pack the snow. See, there's big piles of snow over here. So they pack it and then they carve it. That's pretty cool, eh? All right. Oops. Well, we made it. We got back from those snow things, whatever they were. And what's our time now? 7:15. Imagine ending up in Quebec. Fighting traffic. Well, we did it. Ha! Well, we did something. I don't know that we did the right thing. Parliament is that way. Okay, so I'll turn you around and you can come along with me and march to see Parliament is that away. Oh, that must be the Museum of Civilization. Okay. Well, here we go. I wonder who that is. I can't pick you up because I'm in the road and I'll get a big ticket. So you have to sit there and see only what you can see. Na 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 boo boo na na boo. I can't wait to go see my little grandson. This is great. I get to be there from the beginning of his day. He'll have an afternoon nap and that's when I'll go home. Have choir tonight. Have to practice my Messiah thing, but I'm not, the CD is not in the car. Oh look, there's only straight ahead here. Oops. I guess I'm gonna have to leave you wherever you end up. Oh, you're looking at that. Okay, so we're on the bridge. Well, we're on the road to the bridge. Quebec people drive differently than Ontario people. Quebec people expect each other to just pull in front of them. But Ontario people, we're polite and we don't do that. The French and the English, they've had troubles for years, eh? This windshield is so pitted. You know, I grew up in Georgia and we never had pitted windshields. I never remember a windshield getting pitted. But in Canada, they get these tiny little chips all over them and then they're just dots. People are walking across. I guess they walk to work. A lot of very climate, environment conscious people. A lot of people trying to make no footprint. Hey, and there's Parliament Hill. And the library is the one that's circular with the dome. And they shoot the fireworks up from the back of the library. And then they go way up over the river. It's very pretty here. I've been on many bridges with you, haven't I? Do you remember the bridges? All the times I would go to the United States, I'd go south to see my mom. My mom's a great person. Hey, I looked at a picture of myself on one of these videos. I look like my mom. Wow. I had the best mom. I had nothing like that. She was so good. She didn't have a selfish bone in her body. Not a one. She was totally devoted to everyone around her. Wait, this is a big hill. Oh, I guess that must be, you know, the guy up there holding looks like it's probably a compass, but he's holding what looks like a pulley. Da, 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 da. There's ice in those cracks. Okay, look at this. We're in Ontario. We're back in Canada. They say in Quebec, they say in Quebec and in Canada. They don't say in Canada thinking that they are part of it. No, they say in Quebec and in Canada. And we don't say in Ontario and in Canada. We just say in Canada. In Canada. I know a nice song. It's by a nice person. It's called, I don't know what it's called. The way it goes is, we've got rocks and trees and trees and rocks and rocks and trees and trees and rocks and water in Canada. In Canada. And then it repeats, I think. Look, we're coming into downtown. We're coming into the Byward Market. I made it safely back and I'm not even late. Ha! This is fun, you know, having a little adventure between 5:30 and 7:30. Now, which way do I want to go? Do I want to turn this way or do I want to go that way? I think I want to turn this way. I'm pretty sure I do. So where was King Edward from here now? King Edward is the next bridge over. The King Edward Street Bridge, right? And this was the Champlain Bridge. There's the Chaudière Bridge. Is that in Quebec? But I mean, they all go to Quebec. I have a piece of snow in my shoe. I was really kind of scared walking on that ice. It was so... You know, my shoes will stick to ice, my Crocs, but if the ice is on an angle and the weight cannot go straight down on it, then it's not good. Okay. So we're going to go to Parliament. That's Majors Hill Park, I think. That's where we used to go in and put our blanket and lay down and watch the fireworks with our kids. It's been a long time since we did that. They were little. Abraham was probably crawling. Abraham might not have been born yet. Did we live in Ottawa? Okay, now I want to take... I want to go this way, I think. Unlike all those who want to go to work. Not me. Oh, I'm back. Hello. Well, sorry about all that. So I'm sitting in traffic, but I'm doing okay because I'm on my way. I should probably save my live video time for when I have something interesting to say. So we're driving by the canal right now, and I saw there were a couple of trees and signposts in the middle of the canal because the canal is frozen. It's a skating rink now. I really like Colonel By. It's a great road. It immediately takes you from being downtown out. You don't have to stop at stoplights and deal with traffic or anything. It's just right out. You can exit it and enter it, and it's a nice little road right along the canal. It just parallels it. It sure is ice out there. And then the canal is supposed to be ice. Too bad I don't ice skate. Somebody said you're supposed to, if your car suspension is built to let you hit potholes, but if you're only going straight, if you're turning, then you're coming at it from the side and it will do damage. They have Christmas trees stuck in the snow there to help break the wind. Oh, and I guess to let people know there's an island there they don't want to crash into. These roads are all getting very narrow. So I wonder if the Zamboni, or Zambozi, how does it go? The Zamboni? Anyway, it goes up and down. It cleans the ice, right? Are you a hockey player? A hockey watcher? Me neither. So this isn't really very interesting, is it? Because you can't see anything because you're hidden. So maybe I should say goodbye. What a novel thought. Okay, we can say goodbye. Goodbye. Now I have to touch